Welcome back. Today we're discussing water lines and how to keep them from freezing. If they are frozen, how to thaw them, but most importantly, how to find the water main so you can shut the water off so it doesn't flood your house. So knowing where your water main is the number one thing I am going to recommend to new homeowners. Go with your home inspector through the property because he's going to point out those important things like where your water main is and how to shut it off, and where your electric box is so you can turn breakers off if needed. Why is it important to know where your water main is? Well, because if your heat goes off due to weather or other unforeseen issues, depending on how much insulation is in your home and how warm it was to begin with, it can take 4 to 5 hours for water lines to freeze at 20 degrees. So how do you avoid having frozen water lines? The number one thing that is recommended is to turn all of your water lines onto a trickle so that there is water continuously running through your water lines. If it's continuously running, it's harder for it to freeze. Make sure to open up your kitchen cabinets and your bathroom cabinets so that the warm air can get to the water lines under those cabinets. Another thing would be you could wrap water lines that are not insulated, that are exposed, such as crawl space, attic space, basements, and you always want to insulate your outdoor spigots because it is in the direct line of the temperature. What if they've already frozen? Well, number one, go shut your water off. Why? Well, you're not getting water through your water line right now. However, when that water does thaw in your water lines, your water is still on, it's going to start shooting through that busted water line, and it could be inside of a wall, it could be in your attic, it could be in your basement, but it can always cause damage. They say water damage is almost as bad, if not worse, than fire damage. Don't know where your water line is? Well, let's discuss where it could possibly be and how to recognize whether it is your water line or not. Most of us have what looks like a manhole in our driveway where our water main comes to our house and it has our meter in it. That's going to need a special tool to be able to shut the water off at the meter. I don't recommend it. I recommend that you call the servicer for that meter to have them shut it off. They have the tool that they need, and you could possibly be causing other issues for them if you are to shut it off on your own without involving. What I want you to do is go outside and find that water meter and look at the house, face the house, and see which area of the home does a straight line from that meter go to the house. More than likely, that's where your shutoff valve is inside the home. So if you have a basement or a crawl space, it's very likely that it is going directly into your crawl space or basement at that area. If you don't have one in your crawl space, or if you don't have a crawl space or basement, it's a slab, it's very likely that your water shutoff valve is next to your water heater or near your kitchen sink. If it is not obvious where your water line is, look for a panel that plumbers use when they are trying to cover up but leave access to water lines inside drywall or tile. It's very likely that your shutoff valve is behind an access panel in your basement. You're going to want to make 2 phone calls if you haven't already. One is going to be to your insurance company, and the other one is to your water company. Make sure the water company knows what is happening so that they can come out and shut it off at the meter if it is necessary. You do not want the water line to break between the meter and the house. So call your water company and have them come out and shut it off at the meter. But you're always going to want to shut it off in the house to protect your house. Go find your water shutoff valve and turn the water off if your pipes have frozen inside of your home to protect it from further damage. Frozen. The water lines have already frozen. Well, there's a couple of things you can do to thaw those lines out. Again, make sure your water is turned off, because once you thaw it out, you don't want water to come shooting out of a broken water line. You may not be able to do anything to thaw the water lines until your heat comes back on. But when it does, the most recommended way to thaw a water line is with a hairdryer. It's not excessively hot. It's not going to burn your house down. It will slowly thaw the water out of the line. Another recommended way to thaw your water lines is to put towels in boiling water and then wrap up the water lines with those heated towels. That will help also. The number one takeaway from today is to make sure you are knowledgeable about your home and to find where your water main shutoff is, so this does not happen to you. Thanks for watching. I'm Sandy Curtis with Berkshire Hathaway Bowen Realty in Hagerstown, Maryland, and I will see you on the next video.